All right, y'all. How's it going? Late night video here because this was a lot of information to absorb. So, Cash App $Winston Spivey. Like, share, subscribe. Man, uh, as you know, man, the NBA has been under some serious fire, probably over the last like month or so. Okay, some of that started with the thing with the LA Clippers and Steve Ballmer with Kawhi Leonard. Okay, and I don't know, and that company scam or whatever, okay, that LLC thing, uh, where there was some money funneled out to Kawhi Leonard, okay, under some fake LLC. Then you have the thing with the gambling thing with Gilbert Arenas, all right, with this organized gambling scheme that they were doing and things of that nature. But that was like gambling, okay, uh, poker or like blackjack and that kind of thing. Okay, but the way they did it was like an organized crime. Now, oh, and I spoke about this before in the short video. We had this FBI on this doggone uh, cheating, point shaving, and also gambling bust here in the NBA. And the main headliners are Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damon Jones. Okay, these are your I don't know, your commander in chief and the doggone deputies in this, and 31 others. Okay, I believe that some names are not identified. I believe that more names are going to be identified once this indictment comes out. All right, because the indictment is out, but it's sealed. Okay, to very very limited information here. But this has been something that's been going on for some years now. From what I understand, that this reports were coming out around 2022, 2023. Okay. And you really can't say that it's Trump because this came out in between his first and the second term there, Trump. Okay. About it, they've already been looking at this since then, like I say, 2022, 2023. Okay. But yeah. So Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Rozier have been arrested. I do know Damon Jones had put up his house for $6 million to get out of jail, which I really don't understand if he had made millions of dollars. That why we have to put his home out. I believe Chauncey Billups is working out something to where he can get out, and that kind of thing. Now, people are wondering when I looked at the news earlier today that Chauncey Billups that he played in the league for quite some time, 15 years, made millions in dollars and that kind of thing, championship and all that. How did this man end up in this operation? Okay, number one, and then it's a mob because this operation is what I understand is ran from 3 or 4 mob families. Okay, how did these guys get connected with the mob? And people are saying now when I listen to guys like 7-8 Sports Media, Jason Whitlock, Ticket TV, that they're saying that pretty much the mob is in the NBA's pocket. Okay, pretty much, puppet in the NBA. So that's the question, because it's not like Chauncey Billups needed the money. He was coaching over there at the for the Portland Trail Blazers, and it's my understanding that he was fired today. He was let go, okay, from the Portland Trail Blazers. So as this season starts, man, it is not starting on a good note, man. So basically, and I said this earlier, there was two parts of this. There were people that were participating in this doggone, I don't know, this racket type thing where they would get players' information, okay, injury reports and things of that nature, to where they were maybe like angel betters, or only a select few that knew about the player's status and things of that nature, because the injuries would determine who was going to win the game and that kind of thing. So you had that. Damon Jones or whatever is one of the engineers on that, or pioneers on that. We'll speak on him. And then you had also the thing with the poker games where these guys like Damon Jones and Rozier was inviting people with money to these card games, and they was getting scammed out of their money, from cards. I don't know, these rigged cards, I understand they had X-ray meters and that kind of thing. Okay, like he had all kinds of casino cheats, so they would get lured to go to these games, so where these card games, where they could lose money. Um, so Chauncey Billups, like I say, it'll be interesting to know his role in this, because it seemed like a name as big as his name is, that he must be like either a navigator, or like his name and influence could be kind of like a hook to get a lot of these players to look up to him, or I don't know, these rich people convinced in the first place. Damon Jones, all right, and also LeBron James. He was named it, but he wasn't implicated in any wrongdoing. But he is LeBron James' good friend. That they, I think they played together, like either Cleveland and Miami. Okay, so they were longtime friends, and he had access to the Lakers locker room and that kind of thing. Okay, to the arena. Being that he was his friend, okay, but he wasn't even signed to the Lakers. So it's alleged that he knew, like when LeBron wasn't feeling that well, and when he wasn't going to play, and then a game will come up, and then they'll lose because LeBron didn't play and things like that, because he had the information, him and maybe select few. And these people, I understand, were betting, I don't know, like hundreds of thousands of dollars and losing this money. But because he knew and they didn't know, then, it costs these doggone bettors a lot of money. So basically, what, like I say, that they're getting scammed. Now, when LeBron was interviewed, that he didn't have any kind of knowledge, at all about this or whatever. But I'm just thinking, for a man to be, he ain't no dumb dude, to be to get as far in life that he has in his life, then he has to know something. Well, there's an argument, for what I understand, with Gilbert Arenas was saying that those guys, himself, Damon Jones, and doggone LeBron James and a bunch of other guys were over there gambling in his house. So you don't think that they were talking that old stuff? All right. Like Terry Rozier, I don't know like specifics and things of that nature, but he was named in very, very similar activity in, what I just told you, whatever. Okay. I like say the same thing with Damon Jones were doing. So, and I'm just assuming that these guys were three of the 31 people that got arrested are probably, like say, that they were the navigators of it, and they were probably making the most money, because they would get certain cuts off of money that they could beat out the people that they bring in and things like that. It's alleged that the mob had did that. Now let me tell you something. These three guys, they're looking at 40 years. It's my understanding it's gambling conspiracy and wire fraud, which will be 20 years apiece, okay, for these guys. I don't think that they're going to do all the time, okay, but they may have to talk and give up some names, okay, maybe even to give up the mob, because what I believe like the FBI is doing and that kind of thing, number one, is political. Number two, maybe it could be a smokescreen for the Epstein files and that kind of thing. Okay, uh, by using this case and other cases, similar to this, Diddy or whatever case that they need to use, Big U. All right, and also probably the smokescreen, the doggone everything with the government shutdown and whatever problems that we're having. Okay, those are, and then three. Okay, they claim that they want to try to clean up the integrity of the game, and they may be doing that by doing so. I do believe, but really, in the end of the day, you follow the money because you. It's about really, in just my opinion, getting the money out, getting it out of the mob's hand, so the corporations can kind of get into that, and then it could be tax or whatever, because the mob is making a lot of money, unaccounted for money, from these operations or whatever, okay, or kickbacks and that kind of thing, off these players or whoever else are participating in this. So um, that's what I wanted to say, and maybe in the next day or so, the indictment is going to be unsealed, and then we can go over that. Um, but this is really really bad for the game. And let me say this: uh, the thing about, if Gilbert Arenas is snitched on it, then I don't believe that he gave any names, or there wasn't any implication that he gave any names and that kind of thing. But it could be also like pushback from Donald Trump or whatever with LeBron James, because it's my understanding that LeBron James had called him a bum. Okay, and LeBron James, he does have a lot of friends and a lot of connections, in the NBA, because after all, he is, box office. He has made quite a bit of an impact after like Jordan and those guys retired. Okay, for the last 20 odd years. So yeah, but it's really all kind of about kind of getting the old regime out, getting a new regime, and just changing over the powers to, I don't know, new players and new corporations and things like that, and getting it out of the mob's hands. And also with all this stuff going on with the commissioner, and then what I meant to say, and then I'll stop the video. That there's a lot of pressure to get the commissioner Adam Silver to step down, okay, and uh, potentially Michael Jordan, okay, to be the commissioner. But Jordan hasn't left any implications that he wants to do it and things like that to kind of clean up the game, because like like a lot of the podcasts I listen to feel as though that the players has had too much power in their hands, like the commissioner gave them too much of the power, and they've abused it, okay, for the select people and things of that nature, okay. And I made videos about things like insurance fraud and all that other stuff for the people that have been fraudulent, okay, and abuse their, influence and power and things of that nature, okay. All this stuff comes out with Cash Patel today, and they haven't had a press conference or anything. Adam Silver, okay, no press conference, nothing. So, that's something that's telling. And the FBI didn't even talk to Adam Silver. Okay. So it makes it look weak. I think it's going to make a lot of people kind of lose, like fanfare and that kind of thing, that lose money. In fact, it's my understanding that the World Series right now is getting more play right now, airtime, than the NBA Finals. Okay. So there'll be more to talk about here. But yeah, I had a lot of information that a few hours worth of videos that I wanted to talk about, and the truth of the matter and all that. You always follow the money. All right. Let me know what you think about the video. More content coming soon.